What is going on, you guys? It's Forklift Farmer 95, and welcome to my next series, roleplay series. Now, in this roleplay, unfortunately, my grandfather has passed away here in Erlengrot, and we are here to take over his farm. Now, I'm I've got a decent farm back in the States, and we're going to try to elevate this farm here, obviously. But the funeral was last week. Uh, my grandmother has went ahead and gotten all of her paperwork straight. She was able to become a U.S. citizen. It took a few weeks, but her and my grandfather were already working on that. Unfortunately, when he passed away, they wanted to retire in North Carolina with my parents. Now, I've got a rental car as of right now, and we are going to have to go take stock of what's going on with my grandfather's farm. I was only there for a few minutes last week after the funeral, just for us to help my grandmother get some stuff together. I know he's got three small tractors and a combine and some implements. Now, I will say, as far as like what we're looking at here, we are going to have to do some substantial makeovers or some fixing uppers, you know, modifications to this farm. It's very old school equipment, buildings. Uh, I know he owns two fields. If I think I'm remembering correctly, he owns a field of corn and a field of sunflowers. Now, one thing he did leave me is also some money. I'm not too sure how much he left me. We're hoping it's enough to make something shake here on his farm. So yeah, we're going to get over to his farm here and take another good stock check of what he's already got going on. One of his fields is right in front of us here, the corn field. He was not able to, he had gotten really sick about a month ago and wasn't able to fertilize that field, so not sure how good that crop is doing. Um, he's got his wheat field here, and he's got his sunflowers to our right here. Now, this wheat field here is going to need harvesting today. Like, it's going to start to go down a lot tomorrow, and yeah, we just need to. That'll probably be the first thing we deal with here today. Now we'll take a look around real quick. His old farm truck, which does run, that'll be good because I need to turn that rental back in. It's very expensive. Let's see what I know my grandmother baked some bread and some sweets last week. I don't know if any of those are still good, but that'll probably be supper tonight, whatever's good. We got my bedroom to the left, their bedroom to the right. Obviously, I'm going to have to turn that bedroom into something, but not too bad. Of course, his farm truck, we've got a corn header right here. Most of this equipment's really old, but we're going to work with what we got. Let's see, we got a trailer, mower that is needed. Uh, Funny story, he actually welded this forage wagon up himself. He bought a flatbed and then welded all this angle together to make himself a forage wagon. The only thing he really paid, he got the trailer from a friend, and then the only thing he really had to pay for was the collector and the motor. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, baler. Another cool story. He made this fertilizer spreader because he got tired of having to rent a sprayer. So he made him a cool little tiny backpack looking sprayer for one of the tractors. Got his oldest model here, the C330M, and his planter. We've got a cultivator. He was a real big John Deere guy, so we do have the 3020 and a 5403. And of course, the name I cannot say, combine. We're going to need that here in a little bit, though. His grain trailer, or his grain cart and everything's around back. We do have some seed, and we do have a grain header and a seeder here. So that'll be some pretty decent help, I'd like to say. Uh, let's see what all he's got around back here. So yeah, there's the old rusted out grain cart and a tractor. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call the rental company and give them the address to pick up that rental. Uh, and I'll probably call. I've got to call my grandparents' attorney to get them to wire that money over to me, because we're definitely going to need it. There's a lot of stuff that needs to get done around here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll do that all really quick, and then I'll probably get on harvesting this wheat. Let's go see if that combine will crank. If I can get into it. Geesh, Grandpa was a lot thinner than I am. Okay, it cranks, and we'll have to get it hooked up to the header, obviously. Need to do some organizing around here. As soon as I get done with this wheat, that's probably what I'll do. Get some stuff put in different places, just because keeping some of this stuff out in the open obviously isn't good for it. This should hook. There we go. We're good to go. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna go over this combine real quick, make sure everything's good to go on it. And I'm gonna call that attorney and see what we got going on with that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, what's up, guys? So I took a little bit of time there. It's been about a little bit over 2.5 hours. I did get the harvest done. Took quite a while with that grain cart and small tractor. You can see where we had to turn in at the grain mill over there. We did get, we got about, I want to say around 45, 50,000 for all that wheat, which is pretty good. We still got the straw on the ground, as you can see. The reason is, one, it is supposed to rain here soon. That's what the weather app on my phone says anyways. I don't see any clouds in the sky yet, but it does say around, I think it said around 5 o'clock or so, maybe? Or, I don't know, we'll check again here. Around 1500, and it is 14:30 right now, so in about 30 minutes. Now, with the 50,000 from that and the attorney wiring over the money my grandpa left me, we're sitting at 213. I did contact some neighbors that my grandparents had, and one of them was kind enough to let me know about some sales apps for farmers around town here. Now, communication is still a little bit a little bit off for me. I'm having to use the AI voice on my phone to try and communicate for the most part, and a little book I have. Now I am thinking with this money, since our next harvest isn't till um, about 2 or 3 months from now, it might be in our best interest to at least do some small updates. Now, the reason I have not baled, I did put everything away though, as you can see. I was able to fit everything in the shelters, or at least somewhat out of the rain when it does happen. What I am thinking is maybe considering I don't have a tractor here that is strong enough to operate this baler. I'm guessing that tractor back here that is broke down was what my grandfather was using, and it looks like it's set here for a minute. I think he was in the process of trying to get a better tractor, uh, but that's where that sales page that they were speaking of comes into play. As you can see here, this is just a couple of items that are available to us. Now, this Massey Ferguson that I'm seeing here, it's got 175 horsepower. There's nothing really wrong with it that much, I would say, but it's 57% off. So I was thinking my best bet might be to take this little tractor here. It's only got about 30 horsepower. I'm thinking take that little tractor there, and maybe taking this grain car up to the store. And I could possibly see about getting that tractor, and that'll run the baler. This now this is going to take a minute because the store is a little bit of ways here, but like I said, it's a discounted tractor, so I mean, I don't want to take too long to get over there, because the longer I take to get over there, the longer it might, well, the faster it's going to be someone else might take it. Now, judging by the corn and the sunflowers, I'm gonna have at least all of September free. So my goal is, if I can get this tractor, I should be able to. I'm hoping to get most of this right here baled today before the rain hits. Like I said, I've only got about 30 minutes before it says it's supposed to start raining. We'll see exactly what happens here. Uh, so I am kind of hoping to get that stuff baled and out of the way. Another thing I was thinking, I've got that old forage wagon of Grandpa's as well. If it would hold all of the straw in that field, then I would just fill it that forage wagon and probably park it under the shelter to hold the straw. But it's not going to do that. That's why I'm saying I think my best bet is to possibly just maybe get it baled, and if I have time before it rains, get it all picked up somehow and get it under the shelter. I'm not 100% sure on everything right now. I'm just like I said, uh using the John Deere and this grain cart here. I had to make several trips back and forth, and that's what took so long on the harvest. Plus, just being one guy trying to run the harvester and shuttle the grain back and forth. I made good money doing it, but still at the same time, it was also kind of annoying to have to do it all. Now, on the other hand, uh, I will say the money's pretty good. That's a smaller field. The weed off of it, that's good. And like I said, if we can get all that straw baled up and get it put away somehow, then that will be uh, some pretty good money as well. Let's see. I'm gonna take this in between road here. The store's right up there. I think we can kind of see it. Yeah. But yeah, with the wow, their sunflowers look good. They're gonna be harvesting those probably next month. Uh, so like I said, the plan is get that tractor hopefully, and that has enough horsepower to pull the baler. The one thing it does not have is the ability to pick them up. So I'm either going to need a front end loader on a tractor, or I'm going to need a bale loader that will pick up those bales. So that'll be interesting. I'm hoping just to see how many bales I get. Whoop. See how many bales I get, and I might be able to rent a bale loader at the most. I'm definitely going to need a bigger trailer as well whenever we get ready to harvest these sunflowers and corn. My grandfather never used a silo on this farm. So that puts us kind of in a situation where we're just selling the crops this year, which is fine, but it is what it is. Let's go in here and see what we've got. I will repair and repaint this stuff just to get as much money as I can. Not a lot of money there, but now we can go back in here. Massey Ferguson, $61,661. 220. Okay, so we're gonna leave it at 175. That's fine. Let's see what we got. Narrow tires. Don't really need twin wheels on it. I would say the weights on the tires are worth it, so we will purchase that. And let's see, there she is. This should help us out a lot in the long run. We'll probably be able to build this farm up quite a bit with this tractor. These people pass real quick. Come on, everybody needs the chest. We got stuff to do. Oh, dang, already got in a wreck. Hmm. Realism at its finest, huh? Now, yes, I will say we definitely need to look both ways before we pull out there. So we'll get this back to the farm, get it hooked up to the baler, and we will see how fast. I did pull that baler out right after I got done harvesting and looked everything over. It appears it wants to run, but I could not activate it obviously because I didn't have enough horsepower in those tractors. I should not have that problem with this bad boy. Just looking over some of the equipment, it's obvious we're going to have to do some upgrades in a couple of different places. I don't mind having a smaller tractor like one of the John Deere's, but at the same time, we're kind of looking at two tractors there where I just don't really get the whole. I don't get having both of those, especially when before we traded in that other one. It's three very small tractors, limited horsepower. My grandfather wasn't doing a lot there. They had enough horsepower to pull the forage wagon and his little trailers, obviously, and the grain cart. So I guess that's what that was for. He just didn't really throw things away, including broke down tractors, apparently. So it is what it is. But yeah, we're going to get this hooked up to the baler pronto and hope that everything runs smoothly. We do have quite a bit of straw on this field, so that will be, we're going to be cutting it close here by the time the weather gets around, it would appear. But yeah, we'll get this hooked up real quick and make sure we are good to go. As I said, I've got everything put away, so shouldn't anything get wet, hopefully, when it does start to rain. Alright, so let's pull this out here. Okay. It does unfold, that's good. We'll just get out here on the field really quick. There's some clicking going on. This is an old baler. Let's see what we got going on here. I missed some daggone grain, but oh well. Alright, so we'll start here on this row. And okay, so it is running. PTO, drop that down, and we'll see how we get along here. I'm gonna try, this thing is making some noises. I'm gonna try not to let my OCD kick in where I feel like I have to get every single bit. But yeah, we'll see what the weather does. It does appear everything's working like it's supposed to, so that's good. I will probably, oh, there's more beeping. Yeah, we got a lot of noises going on. Let me check my tablet here. Yeah, it appears everything's running pretty good. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're good. So we're gonna get this stuff bailed up pretty much, and I am gonna make a phone call probably here in a little bit. One of the numbers my grandma left me was one of my grandpa's old friends, and he's apparently the only person I need to know when it comes to buying and selling equipment around here. There is a couple of things I'm thinking I might need to go ahead and sell, preferably, but yeah, we're going to definitely need to run to his shop, most likely, either later on today or possibly tomorrow. I'm not sure. He's got different used equipment and stuff like that. Same thing as the sales page, pretty much, but some other things that I might be interested in, hand tools and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll get this. I'm gonna get all this bailed up hopefully before the weather hits, and I will see you guys in probably, it's looking like maybe 30-45 minutes. Well, guys, I got everything bailed up, and the I guess the rain clouds here just aren't as dark. It's raining with the sun out. It's supposed to do this for like 30 minutes to an hour. So I would say, in the meantime, we'll get inside out of the rain. Nice. Uh, yeah, we'll get inside. We'll get out of the rain here. Let's see what we got going on here. Everything looks pretty good in here. Just need to find, let's see. Oops. Yeah, I still need to get like some stuff fixed up in here, I think. But while we're in here, we'll have us a seat and look at some stuff here. Now, if we go look into the dealership's catalog, one thing we're probably gonna need is a bail loader. If I'm gonna rent something, then that's most likely going to be what I rent. just because I only need it this one time. As of right now, it's not something that I'm making permanently. If I had to take a guess, I'm gonna need. I don't have an actual front loader for any of these tractors, so I'm going to need just a pull behind like this. It holds. Let's see, that's 14 bales, 180 centimeters, which is what I have. What was the other one? Same thing, same price, just in here twice, I guess. Let's see. So we're looking at about 5 grand almost to rent that. We're only going to need it for like an hour. Hmm. I think, let's see, that might be our only option there. I hate that it's raining right now. I hate being stuck in the house like this, especially with their especially with his satellite out and everything like that. Not really anything to watch right now. It's not raining too bad. Luckily, I've got my hat on. The wind's whipping though. Goodness. Luckily, I got everything put away, so everything's not going to get too wet. As soon as I was putting that baler down, the skies opened up here. So now I will say, looking at what we have, right? I think our I think we're doing pretty good right now. We've got a combine with 2 headers that we need. We've got 3 tractors. One of them has some decent horsepower, luckily now. We've got a seeder. We've got a planter in the other shelter. I would say the only thing I would probably want to take care of is, unfortunately for us, Grandpa's truck doesn't have enough backbone to pull anything around. That thing only gets up to like 35 without cutting off right now. So that might be something we have to look into trading in, if possible. I don't know exactly what they offer as much around here. I know things are kind of pricey over here, but looking through the catalog, we can either get Silverado and F-250. They got some SUVs, which is pretty nice. We're gonna need something bigger, something that can probably either, I mean, preferably pull a gooseneck trailer, because that's probably gonna end up being what we need eventually. I have several. God, that wind is bad. I got some things I want to pursue around here. Definitely, there's enough. Just like the trees closer to the barns and stuff here, definitely would like to get those taken care of. Would like to find someone to take that tractor out of the way as well. But yeah, see if we can not get soaked here. We've got lots of good looking larger trees around here, so that's definitely going to be something we pursue. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do around here between trees, and I definitely got to make sure this mower will work, because this grass is terrible. And hopefully I should be able to bail that up with this, I would say. Unfortunately, Grandpa doesn't have a silage pit or anything like that, so. And yeah, I mean, there's plenty of things that we need to get done. I don't know how long this rain is going to last. We might go do some vehicle shopping if push comes to shove, but not 100% sure of what we need to do. One thing I do need to look at, do either one of these tractors support a front PTO? No, they do not. So whatever I do get for a mower, I'm not going to be able to, unless I use my new large tractor over there, obviously. That's going to be a little difficult. There's just so much grass. So that's going to be something I have to take care of soon. Ah, man, lots to do. I think what I'll do for now is, I guess I'll get the truck started and probably head into town and find something to eat for tonight. And maybe call the dish company and see about getting some type of, actually, since I'm going to be living here, I might as well go ahead and take the extra step and call and see about getting some internet installed, so I'm not using all of my data on my cell phone while I'm shopping, pretty much, and looking at YouTube videos. What is going on, you guys? Good morning. It is September. It is very early in the morning. Now, when we left off, I was talking about finding a vehicle, right? I did sell uh, Grandpa's truck. It was worth it was only worth about 7,500, 8,000 on a trade-in. So I posted it online as a rebuild project for 17,000, which I know sounds like a lot, but I was crossing my fingers and praying, and I ended up selling it. And I used that money to get me, oh yeah, you know how I like to do it. We've got the F-250 with the towing package, adjustable hitch, and a fifth wheel. Got a toolbox. So yeah, anyways, I had this this guy already had this truck, and he had just put a new engine in it, and he thought it was only worth like 20,000, and I didn't even argue with him. So 20,000 bucks, got a very nice vehicle. So now that we've got this, one thing we do need to do today, obviously, is we need to figure out a couple of things. One, while we're here at the dealership, I'm here to look at bail loaders pretty much. We are, I'm not really in the situation where I feel like I need to purchase one. I don't want to spend 3/4 of my bank account on one. But this one that collects 14 bales, we can rent it. $4,590, which we will do, and we will pull it back with the truck. I'm hoping it'll hook up. Yes, it will. So yeah, we'll pull this back with this truck, and then we are most likely going to hook this up to the Massey Ferguson and get those bales picked up. They've had plenty of time to dry out, I would like to think. Only thing we're going to be we'll look at the moisture on them when we get back, but we're going to have to, obviously, we don't have any space in either shed to store these. So the goal of today is to pick those up and get them sold. And then we're also going to need, I'm guessing, we're probably going to want to hook I think we've got the cultivator hooked up to one of the John Deere's already. We'll probably have to cultivate that field as soon as we get the bales off of it. And figure out if we're going to plant anything on it. I need to look at my notes here and see what I can plant in September. It would be nice if I can plant canola, but I'm not sure exactly when all that lines up properly. Like I said, we don't have a lot of money. We've gotten lucky with 2 purchases, and that's preferably what we're going to stick to, is getting lucky right now. The yield on the corn is not looking that good. So that is, wow, there's a lot of bales out here. This is, I don't know if it's going to be great money, but we are going to find out right now. Let's see, I'll probably just drop this here. There we go. And I still haven't forgot about the things that I need to accomplish in the yard as well. We do need to get the grass cut. Will this fit under the shelter? It's a little bit bigger than Grandpa's truck. Oh yeah, we're good. Perfect. So yeah, we still need to get that mower hooked up as well. Let's see. Let's get this out of here. Get the mower hooked up and get some of this grass cut. I'm not sure if the grass is already super tall, so I'm not like stressing about it. Getting it cut, I might wait until we have some extra funds and cut it. I might cut it for hay. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to turn it into silage or not. That would be the smart thing to do, especially around the time I'll be cutting it. It would appear, according to my grandpa's notes anyways, silage and stuff like that is worth more around December. Bale is not supported. Oh boy, I made a mistake. It should be able to pick it up, right? Yes. That's strange, huh? Bale is not, I don't understand why though. Didn't I make 180s? Bale. Hmm. 200 kilograms. Yes. Very good. That's strange. I wonder why it won't pick it up. I think I need to call the dealership, maybe. Alright guys, well, I just got back from the dealership, and apparently this baler doesn't pack the bales tight enough for an auto load. So I did get a little bit of money back, since I only had that bale loader for literally 15 minutes, and my options are pretty much get a trailer and an attachment for the tractor, which I can do, that's no problem. Or they said what I could also do is get them to purchase the bales from me, which that doesn't sound like a bad idea either. But they said they wouldn't be able to purchase them today because it's raining again, which I hear happens quite a bit here. So this is going to be an adventure. Either way, so yeah, we're going to take a little break, wait for this rain to stop, which it's not supposed to stop all day. So yeah, looks like another day of just shopping pretty much. Anything in here? Nope, same stuff. So yeah, we'll pretty much wait for the rain to stop and then see what we can make happen, most likely. Good morning, guys. I hope you're having a great day so far. We are here in October. We were having some difficulties with our baler, but we did get everything fixed on this field. pretty much what I had to do was I had to post the bales online for sale. I just got a little bit of money for those, and it rained almost all of September. So all I was able to do was cultivate this field. Uh, that cultivator didn't do too bad. It takes a really long time, which is understandable because it's so small. But today we have to harvest our cornfield. Now, before we do that, we are going to take Grandpa's old trailer up to the dealership and see how much I can get for it, and hope that we can buy us a new grain trailer. Just because this trailer, looking at it, it's only going to hold uh, maybe one hopper full from the combine. So definitely for sure want to make sure we have a decent trailer to haul things in. Uh, I'm not sure of the price of trailers. We'll probably look when we get over there. But yeah, I'm going to run this up to the store and we'll see what they have in stock. Alright guys, so I'm here looking at trailers. Ours was worth $2,947. That's pretty good for a trailer like that, so not too bad. Now, looking at the trailers they offer here, I would say for the most part, I don't want to pay a ton of money, but I want it to hold a decent amount. Obviously, I'm thinking maybe the Claws. I know this one's obviously cheaper, but I do not like the hitches on these. I need to be able to back the trailer up and all that good stuff. And it's just, I'm not good with those kinds of hitches. Now, like I said, I can easily just go with this one. With the extension, it's 20. Without the extension, it's 17.5. I think this is big enough for what we need right now. So that'll get us through this harvest and maybe next year. And if not, then maybe we'll be better off financially then. Now, yet again, we do not have a silo, so we will be harvesting this corn and taking it directly to wherever is paying the most. Obviously, I'm not too worried. Usually, I know I would say like, oh, well, this really slow combine is holding us up quite a bit, so I'm not going to worry about that at this time. I am going to try to get quite a bit done today if I can help it. I would love to get this field harvested and possibly cultivated. I might plant and I might not. It's just past 8 in the morning right now, so I might have to check the moisture on the corn and see if I can harvest it yet. If not, then we might have to find something to waste our time with. I forgot I can raise the truck up as well. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not even going to bother taking this all the way over there since we'll be harvesting right here. Um, we got some pretty decent land on the farm, so that's something we don't really have to concern ourselves with right now. We've got 3 decent sized fields. I would eventually like to plant one of these to grass if possible and go ahead and start making some silage. I don't really want to go the bunker route though. I'd rather just wrap the bales if at all possible. So yeah, what I'll probably do is go ahead and get the combine out and do a good just give it a good once over, check the corn header out, obviously, and make sure that's good to go. Now, with the land we have here, we should have, we need like a little ATV or something, man, to get around eventually so we ain't got to drive the truck everywhere, but that's future dates. I am noticing the house is drafty as well, but these are things that we can worry about, obviously, in the future. I do still want to get some of these trees taken out eventually as well. I'm not really the cut it down and sell it type of guy usually, but that might be the route we have to go. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'll go ahead and get the. I've already got the loader wagon and this tractor pulled out just to make a little bit of room. I'm thinking something I'm definitely going to have to eventually do is sell this baler, because I mean, if it's not making the bales properly, then that's going to be something we take care of for sure. But yeah, I mean, probably give it. I'll check the. I'll get the combine pulled out, give it a once over, get it pulled over to the field. We'll check the moisture on the corn, and we'll see how we are looking. Alright, guys, we had to wait about an hour there, but we are going ahead and doing our first run here. I do want to get out and get up there if possible. I'd like to go ahead and look at the corn that's in there. Let's see here if I can get. I don't think it'll let me get up there. Oh, there's the ladder. Let me climb up there. This is not helping the realism. Oh well, we're just going to pretend it looks good, and we will go ahead and continue doing this field, and yeah, we'll get it harvested. And I'm not going to sit here and GoPro this whole event. I'll probably get that first trailer full. Hopefully the yield on this field might not be too good. It didn't get a second round of fertilization because Grandpa had gotten sick, so we'll do the best we can with this. But yeah, we'll definitely go ahead and get it harvested, and I might make some phone calls and see what some of my neighbors are doing. I'm trying to keep be social with them. Luckily, they're not too. Most of them don't live too close. I got one over there, and one that lives across this larger field here. They're pretty nice though, so I might call them and see how they're doing today. Alright guys, I am about halfway done with that field there. Now talking to my neighbor on the far side of those fields over there on the phone, he was telling me without a silo, I'm kind of getting bottom dollar for this corn, which I already figured that anyways. But he said my best bet was probably taking it to the supermarket there in town. He said they do a lot of, he said they buy a lot of stuff around here crop-wise. So we're going to run over there real quick and see what a full trailer gets us. But talking with him on the phone a little bit for about 10 minutes there, between him telling me to take this to the supermarket and everything, he was telling me about how usually in November they have a large farm auction in town here, and he has a car hauler that he said if I wanted to, I could put anything that I thought I might want to sell on that car hauler if I didn't want to make a bunch of trips to town with the tractor. So what I was thinking was it might be, I think this is the supermarket here. He said I could put some stuff on there, possibly just to get a couple of bucks at that auction. And I'm thinking I might sell a couple of things. I think he said I just come around here and dump the trailer. So I'll do that. I do already have an account here as with my farming license and everything, so it might be a direct deposit situation. I'm thinking if I can get backed up in here. Quite quite the squeeze here. Let's see. Yep, there we go. And we'll dump this in. Like I said, I'm not expecting $1 million or anything, but we'll see what I get here. Excuse me. Hey, 16,000 bucks. I'm not mad at it. So I've probably got another trailer full on that field. So we'll probably end up getting about 32,000, maybe a little bit more. I'm not 100% sure. I went ahead and filled up the combine again before I left to come here. So we might have a little bit more than 2 trailer loads. But yeah, I kind of want to put the GoPro down for a little bit. And what I'll probably do is go ahead and get that field harvested and maybe I might go ahead and fill up the cedar as well. I don't know if I'm going to plant anything, but I do know I'll need to cultivate this field when I'm done for sure. Uh, it kind of makes me wish I had a helper that I could pay a little bit. They could be running the combine for me while I run this trailer beside them, or at least I could park the trailer on the other side and they could empty into it while I cultivated behind the combine. That would be nice, but maybe one day. But yeah, I'll probably go ahead and get this field fully harvested, and I will probably get with you guys on that last trailer load. What is going on, guys? So I got my field harvested, obviously, and I was done with that by 11. We ended up getting about to 198,000 on that, so I decided with there's so much of the day being left, I needed to make myself busy. So we did go ahead and we cut these trees down over here. Looks pretty nice, I think, anyways. And we cut the grass. The mower works good, so that's decent. We went ahead and collected what we could in the forage wagon, which also works. That's awesome. And we cut down 2 large pine trees and the other tree that was right here in the middle. We used the money from those to rent this mulcher and get rid of the tree stumps from both areas. So I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to probably finish out the rest of the day just cleaning up the mess I have made, obviously. I'm going to need a pressure washer because this thing's disgusting now. But yeah, I need to put all my equipment away, and I need to return the mulcher, and I'll probably take this grass that's in the forage wagon and sell it. It's not going to be worth a lot of money, but hey, you know what? Money is money. And I gotta find a good spot to park the trailer, probably just in there with the combine. I do hate I don't have a pressure washer or water hose or something. But we'll get it washed at some point. So, yeah, guys, I think that's going to be it for me for a little bit. I will probably see you guys next month when we are getting ready for the auction. I've been trying to think about it as much as I can, and I'm not entirely sure besides the baler. I'm not sure if there's anything else I would actually sell, to be honest with you. I'd have to know exactly what's, like, I'd probably have to know what kind of stuff people are going to be auctioning off and stuff like that before I start just selling a bunch of my stuff without having replacements for it. So yeah, I'll get everything cleaned up for today, get everything parked back up, starting with this bad boy. But yeah, we'll get everything cleaned up, put away, kind of cleaned up, I guess. But it is what it is. Get everything put away, get the mulch returned, sell that grass, and then I'm probably going to go inside and make some ramen noodles and try to find something decent on the television. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in November.